Big Ten Media Days 2025 in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Resort Convention Center. Wisconsin was one of 6 teams at the podium for day 2. New quarterback Billy Edwards Jr., the Maryland transfer, was one of 3 player representatives for the Badgers in Las Vegas. And I was able to ask him a couple of questions about the Wisconsin offense, what he can do to help improve that side of the ball, and also about his relationship with the wide receivers. Third transfer quarterback in as many seasons at Wisconsin. What makes you different, and how can you elevate the offense this season?
Yeah, I think there's a multitude of things that make me different. I don't think it's all going to be on me. I think the way complete transparency and vulnerability between me and Coach Fickle from the first time we hopped on the phone call of, he's like, this is how I've handled the last years, and this is how I'm going to go about it different. Obviously, we brought a new offensive coordinator. There's a new scheme, a new vision for kind of what we wanted to be offensively. So I think there was moving parts besides me, and I truly do think the conversations I had with Coach Grimes, with Coach Fick right off the bat, our visions aligned really quickly. So I think it's going to be a mesh of a few of those things. One being how Coach Fick's going about it this year, and hiring Coach Grimes, and then bringing in me. I think the cohesion between us 3, I think, is what's going to allow us to be successful this year offensively, and feel really good about where the trajectory of not only offensively but the program is going. We'll feel really good about it.
What's your relationship been like with the receivers? How have you guys kind of bonded this spring? And Jayden Ballard, how have you guys kind of
Yeah, it's been good. That room's been fun. There's definitely a lot of characters in there, like there is most receiver rooms. And Eugene Hilton came in, Jayden Ballard came in with me, and so in the beginning it was kind of the feeling out period of the honeymoon phase. I'm trying to get to know them, they're trying to get to know me. But once we probably got through like early to halfway of spring of now I know how a lot of them run their routes. Now I know I'm starting to develop timing with them. They kind of know how I operate, what I'm looking for, what I want, where I expect them, etc. So now it's been really good to where we've really been able to push each other and grow. Whether that's I'm saying, hey, I expect you to be here and there, on this route and this timing at this depth, and then vice versa. Of if Jayden Ballard or Vinny Anthony's running the deep ball, they're like, hey, I'm expecting to hear this is where I'm going to win and keep my leverage, things like that. So it's been really fun. I kind of challenged all of them in the beginning of the summer of like, we have a great receiver room. We have a lot. I think we have a tremendous amount of depth. Probably some of the most amount of depth I feel like I've had in my career, in terms of everyone is preparing the right way. Everyone's prepared. Feels confident, and when we go out there and practice, because it's a new system, so it was a lot on some guys early. But they've all embraced that challenge and have kind of gone that extra mile of knowing what to do. Maybe not necessarily how to do it. That's sometimes the coach has got to help us go the little extra mile with that. But just really making sure they're on the same page, not only with just me, but with the quarterback room, with Danny, Carter, Milos, anyone that's out there. Make sure we're seeing eye to eye. That's all about what the passing game is about, is timing, precision, accuracy, trust. So really that was my challenge to them, is trying to grow our relationship with that way, all the way from Vinny Anthony and Tretch, who everyone knows about, to Jayden Ballard, Eugene Hilton, Chris Brooks, guys that I think, Tyrell Henry, Joe Griffith, that have made tremendous strides this offseason, definitely in the summer too, here the last few weeks, that make me really excited for camp.